Yo, what it do, squad? It's your boy Geek Samurai coming to you back with another video, man. Now, in this video, I want to give my full review for the new DC Universe Warner Brothers animation movie, Batman: Hush. Now, I'm a big fan of Batman. You already know I had to come through with my Batman gear. I had to come through with my DC loving Batman ass. I've had this graphic novel of Batman Hush for the longest time ever. Matter of fact, I have it right here. Batman Hush. You got your boy Jim Lee, Scott Williams, Jeff Loeb. These guys put their stamp into this freaking graphic novel. Like, hold on. I gotta show y'all the back too. This comic book I've had for the longest ever. I've read this comic book at least 100 times. As a kid growing up, you know what I'm saying, who's a big fan of Batman and everything, his whole rogues gallery. So now they come out with a Batman Hush animation from the DC Universe film. And I deep dive right into this movie, man. And let me tell you, this movie is my favorite. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a diehard fan of Batman. This movie is my favorite DC Universe cartoon animation movie out of all of them that they put out. Out of all of them. Better than Justice League War. Better than Atlantis. Better than Wonder Woman, better than Superman, The Reign of Superman, and Superman, The Death of Superman. All of these culmination of DC animation films. This is my favorite. And Batman, they did a lot of Batman movies as well. Like they did a Samurai Batman when he went to Japan. They did Batman who goes against his son, Damian. They did Justice League versus Teen Titans. They did Teen Titans, Judas Contract. There's so many DC Universe, Warner Brothers animation films. But this Batman Hush movie was my favorite. And I say that because of the fact that this movie, I love all of the fight sequences that were in it. The voiceovers, the characters' voiceovers from Batman to Nightwing to Joker himself was phenomenal. Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Bane. All of the Batman's rogues gallery was in this movie. Besides maybe one or two that wasn't there. But this movie was so good. From the fight scene, from the interaction with Bane to Poison Ivy, how Poison Ivy controlling Bane, controlling Catwoman, controlling Superman. The fight between Batman and Superman was amazing. And for Catwoman to finally be in love with Batman and they're teaming up together to fight all of his rogues gallery, I thoroughly loved it. Thoroughly loved it. All the way to the point where Batman was giving it to Superman. But then Superman started to get him in his clinches, started to choke him out. All you see is Catwoman on freaking Daily Planet holding Lois Lane hostage. Finally throws her off the building. Superman snaps out of it, flies up, saves Lois. But then he was so pissed at Batman for allowing his girl, Catwoman, to do that to Lois. But it was the only way to get Superman out of that. Because Poison Ivy used this kind of kryptonite lipstick that she put on her lips. That's how she was controlling all of Batman's rogues gallery. From Catwoman all the way down. And then we finally meet Hush. And Hush knows everything about Batman. He knows everything about Bruce Wayne. Just like in the graphic novel. Hush knows everything about Batman's secret identity. He knows everything about who his family is, where he lives. He's a billionaire playboy philanthropist. Hush knows everything. And the reveal at the end is so much different from the comic book. The reveal at the end, because in this, we see Hush going at it with Batman and Batman going at it with him. But behind Hush, it was the Riddler and Ra's al Ghul who were the masterminds controlling and creating this character, Hush. And that's one character that we don't see in this animation film. We don't see Ra's al Ghul. We see the Lazarus Pit, and we see Shiva. That's the only two, references that we see from this movie. You know, we don't see Ra's al Ghul, and we don't see his daughter Talia. We do see Damian Wayne, who's Talia and Bruce Wayne's son. We do see him, at least they reference Talia at least in it. When Damian was talking to Bruce, like, yo, you need to wear a condom so you don't have another mishap between you and my mom. I know you dated all these other women, you're a playboy, but the mistake you made was having me through my mom. So make sure you wear a condom with this date with Selena. They all know that Batman's with Selena. I love that reference. How he references his mom and comparing him to all these other women that Bruce has been with. He's just saying, protect yourself, Pop. Wear a condom. I love that. Bruce is like, bye, Damian. I mean, Batman was fighting everybody from Clayface to Scarecrow, you know, and then Catwoman and him was teaming up fighting everybody else like Mr. Freeze, Penguin. Oh my gosh. And they finally was able to get at Poison Ivy to find out who this Hush guy is. So then we see a doppelganger with all Riddler's minions, who was Clayface, going into the streets, you know, creating havoc. Batman finally catches up to the Riddler, knocks him out, handcuffs him, puts him into, you know, police custody, and then you see Hush in the background spying on Batman. Batman's going to go look after Hush. Oh, I love it. I love it. The fact that was a plot twist. The plot twist was that Hush was the Riddler. I loved it. Clayface was imposing or impersonating the Riddler's doppelganger. And they had a big fight scene, I guess, it wasn't Arkham. I believe that was just regular Gotham police holding, because that's where the Joker was. They weren't going back to Arkham yet. So we see Batman and Clayface going at it. Look like Clayface about to take out Jim Gordon. And then all of a sudden we see that Jim Gordon got suffocated into Clayface. Batman uses the water hose and saves Jim Gordon and destroys Clayface. Oh man, it was such a good fight sequence to see that, man. All of Batman's rogues gallery was all culminated into this movie. And I'm not just saying I love this movie because I'm a diehard Batman fan. Batman, his rogues gallery is so rich, and so every character has an arc as to why they hate Batman, as they believe Batman created them. Because if you're a man that could wear a mask to strike fear, I'm going to be the one that goes against that and try and take you down, Batman. And oh God, I love this movie. This movie, I'm glad they didn't do it live action. I'm glad that they did it, you know, animation. There's so much more you could do with animation than live action. Oh my gosh, this movie was so good. Now we finally see that the Joker takes out Batman's best friend, or one of his best friends, Thomas Elliot. This was the same guy that worked on the Riddler to try and save him, but he didn't help. That's why the Riddler went to the Lazarus pit, and he finally knew everything about who's the Batman, and it's Bruce Wayne all along. But the Joker kills Thomas Elliot, and we see a little bit of the Killing Joke in this too. Because Batman goes batshit crazy. Pun intended. He goes ballistic, batshit crazy, and starts whooping Joker's ass. And he starts to choke him. And then Jim Gordon's behind. He finally catches up. And he's like, yo, Batman, stop it. Batman, you can see it through the cowl of his costume that he's just going batshit crazy. He's choking the life literally out of the Joker. And I loved it. That's a callback to the Killing Joke. Props to the writers and the director of this movie to do that. And then Jim Gordon unsheathed his gun, points to that Batman, said, Batman, stop. Gotham needs Batman. Oh, straight out of this book, son. Yo, the freaking cues and emotions was all there from the comic book straight to this animation, bro. It was just so good. So good. Oh, so Batman finally comes to after Jim Gordon says Gotham needs Batman, and he just walks away. Jim Gordon punches Joker, puts him in handcuffs on his wrist and on his feet. And Joker thinks, ooh, that's kinky, ooh. And he does his signature laugh, and they walk off. Oh, my gosh. And at the end, we're coming to the end now. I love the fact that Catwoman is with Batman, and she's just like, yo, this dude, I love this guy. But I love Bruce Wayne, too. And to see the camaraderie between both of them and them talking on the phone, she's like, yo, I've kind of been seeing somebody before you called, but I didn't know if I should tell you or anything because I'm starting to like you more, Bruce. But she didn't know that the other guy she was seeing was also Bruce, but it was Batman. So the trust, the bill was there. The emotional tie between them was there. and Bruce finally tells her who he is. Nightwing finally, Batman and the Catwoman come back to the Batcave. Nightwing finally says, "Oh, hello, Selina. Great to finally, meet you again, but under different circumstances. Now we're not going against each other as Batman and Robin fighting Catwoman. Now we're like a family because Batman has told you who he really is." I like the jokes between Nightwing and Catwoman. It was great. When they went to go fight the Scarecrow, you could see them actually bantering and having a conversation, politicking in the Batmobile, going over to the gravesite. Thomas Elliott, they dug up his grave, and the Riddler was going to use Thomas Elliott as bait for Batman, because Thomas Elliott was going to use the Scarecrow to snag a bat, but instead he snagged the cat, and he used her for bait to lure out Batman. I loved it, man. I was invested every part of this movie, man. This is like my favorite. First, this is my favorite graphic novel. This and The Dark Knight Returns. Frank Miller put his stamp on that joint. I love The Dark Knight Returns. But Hush, this is my favorite graphic novel of all time, bro. And to see them finally use this adaptation and make it into a animation film. Bruh. I never thought that having this in my hand, turning the pages, will be brought onto the TV, bro. I don't care if it was live action or animation. They brought it to the TV, the silver screen, and I am so freaking happy. So now we finally see Hush unmask himself at the end, using Catwoman as bait. And it's the Riddler. You see the surgery of the riddle that he had from Thomas Wayne patching up his skull. We see the riddle on his forehead. Now this is the Riddler. We see the Riddler in this as well, but not like this, though. They did a whole different take on the Riddler. He's going insane from the Lazarus Pit, and now it's starting the effects of the Lazarus Pit is starting to wear off. And we see everybody come out of the Lazarus Pit, they're all crazy as shit. But the effects don't stay. Yeah, you're born again. You come back to life, but you're never gonna be the same. But also the effects of the Lazarus Pit does wear off from time as Batman had to reiterate throughout this movie. Oh, so good, so good. Batman and Catwoman, they band together and whooped this man's ass. Whooped his ass to the point where the Riddler's only being latched onto Batman's grappling hook over a blazing fire. And Batman has to choose to either escape with Catwoman or save the Riddler. So Catwoman said, "Forget this shit." And she used her claws and she freaking rips the rope of the grappling hook. Riddler dies. Batman and Catwoman would finally make it out. And I thought that they were going to live happily ever after. But Batman has this code where he cannot kill. No matter, he can't use a gun, he can't kill, because he's going to be just like his enemies if he does that. So Catwoman's like, "Yo, we can't be together then, because I thought you've changed. I know, I've been working on it. What about you?" Catwoman wants him to kill or take that chance, because next time, if her life is on the line, he's going to save the person that tries to kill her. Batman's going to try and save her instead of killing that person to save her. And she's like, "Yo, you're not really for me then. I need a man who's going to be able to do what it takes to save me." Women, what can you do? Can't live with them, can't live without them. Batman couldn't please Catwoman. Catwoman said, "Yo, I love you." Puts her hand on his face. "I love you, but I can't. Not today. Not today. We can't be together today." And that's how it ends. And I just love the fact that Batman stuck to his code. That's the Batman that I know. That's why I don't like Batman versus Superman. That's why I don't like Justice League. Because Ben Affleck is the worst Batman ever. Because I love Zack Snyder. I love Watchmen. I love 300. I love Sucker Punch. Those are my movies. Top 3. But why would you make Batman a killer? Why would you have him have machine guns and bazookas on his Batmobile? Batman is not a killer. I don't care what it takes. Batman will use tasers. He will use his batarangs. He will use his grappling hook. He will use brass knuckles to injure his victims, his villains. That's how he goes after his villains, to get answers out. He will beat the crap out of them to get answers out. He will do detective work, sampling a pile of dirt where his villains would be. That's the kind of detective that I know. Yes, in the earlier comics, Batman used to kill. They like the action comics and stuff. Batman was a killer. I get all that, but that's not the Batman that I grew up with. And I'm a diehard Batman fan. Batman is not a killer. I don't care. Not in my lifetime. That's probably in the early 70s, early 80s, late 80s. Batman probably killed in those comic books. But on first of all, on live action, any of the movies that I've watched growing up, Batman Returns, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Batman, even the Christian Bale's trilogy Batman does not kill, bro. And he never will. So for Catwoman to get on my man Batman's case because he didn't kill to save her life, bye Felicia. He's a playboy. He can find other females. I love this movie. I just wanted to bring y'all this review squad about this movie. Go see this movie. Support this movie. I'm waiting for it to release on 4K Blu-ray. That Ron Bars. I'm getting that movie straight up. There's only select movies that I ever buy now because you don't really need to buy movies no more or DVDs or Blu-rays anymore. But I'm still in that nostalgia act where I need to own the DVD. I need to own the Blu-ray. I need to hold it. I need to feel it. I need to absorb it, bro. That's how a diehard fan I am of Batman. I'm Batman for life, baby. For life. Trademark that. TM that. Hashtag that. Batman is life. And this book right here proves it. Hush, bruh. Hush. Just hush, Batman. Hush. Oh, such an amazing movie. I'm gonna watch it again. That's how good it was. That's how good it was. Love the freaking voiceover commentary. Oh, I love the fighting sequences. I love the plot, the story. Some of it is not in here because we don't even see Huntress in this animation movie. Huntress is not even in it, and she's a big part in this. Huntress is a big part between Catwoman and Batman, and we know in the comic books, Huntress, she's the daughter to Batman. So instead of putting Huntress into this animation film, they put Damian in there. But Damian wasn't a big part. It was mostly Alfred, Nightwing, and then Batman and Catwoman. And Ra's al Ghul wasn't even in this movie. It was just the Lazarus Pit. We see the Lazarus Pit. We see Damian. We see Shiva. That's all we get from the League of Assassins or anybody affiliated with the League of Shadows. That's all we get. But we didn't see Ra's al Ghul. We didn't see Talia because they were in this graphic novel. And they're a big part in there too. Batman and Ra's al Ghul go ham in ham. They fight it out. Oh, I love. And I didn't think this animation film from Warner Brothers Animation, I didn't think the DCU was gonna this film was gonna compete with this, but it did. Hands down, it did. All right, squad, I'm about to get up out of here. I just wanted to bring out my full review and let y'all know that this movie is straight fire. This movie is hot. I want to know from you guys who have seen it already and who have watched this review. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know if it was hot. Let me know if it was not. I'm telling you, it's straight fire. Go see this movie. If you're a Batman fan, if you're a DC fan, go see this movie. Go watch it, own it, and let me know what you think. So, all right, I'm about to get up out of here, squad. I'm going to holler at y'all. Like, share, subscribe for Geek Samurai. And until then, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.